Welcome back to the final installment of the 2019-2020 Buff Stampede Top 10 Players for the Colorado Buffaloes basketball season, and our preview. And we've got number one for you, and it's really obvious who this is as he steps into his junior season. It's quite honestly, I think, one of the favorite players we've ever seen here at Coors Event Center, and a guy that I already know that NBA teams are looking at, and who cares what happens with his NBA career, because it's been just a joy to watch him the last 2 years and hopefully for the next two, and that's McKinley Wright. And we had to do this video standing up because I said to Chase, if I was sitting down, I would just keep talking. If I'm standing up, at least my legs are going to get tired. I'm going to be told, by my legs to stop talking about McKinley Wright. But I think that's how a lot of Buffs fans feel, is you can't say enough about McKinley Wright. Tad Boyle literally smiles and smirks every time he gets to talk about McKinley Wright. There's only one other guy that I've been around in the program that has elicited that type of response, and he's playing for the Brooklyn Nets now, and he gets that type of response now in the NBA. So McKinley's a special type of person, and I've been around him all off season, running into him, and he is, let's just say, he's 100 out of 100 now, McKinley Wright. He is talking crap whenever he sees people. He doesn't care. He doesn't take no response. He's a savage. And it's just like he played that Arizona State game with that swagger. He's walking around life with that swagger now, and you love to see it.
Well, yeah, and I think a big reason for that is he's healthy now. I think he has a lot more confidence now that he's healthy. People forget he played most of the year last year with the torn labrum. I mean, that is not easy to do, and he looked pretty good doing it.
Yeah, and he's going to have a shot. He's going to be pretty good with that shot. Even if he was exactly what he was last year with just a healthy shoulder and not in pain, I think a lot of Buffs fans would be happy with that.
Right.
But, he's probably going to take a step forward. Even if he doesn't, he's probably number one on this list because he's the most important guy on this team. I was thinking about it earlier today. If he got hurt, there's no real backup point guard, and we were kind of talking about this in the videos. And then I thought to myself, but if he gets hurt, he'll just play through it.
Yeah, exactly.
So who cares?
The heart of the lion. If he can play through that shoulder injury, I think he can play through just about anything besides maybe leg injuries.
Right.
He can't walk on.
Yeah, he's not going to be upended, and this team is going to go as far as this guy goes, and it's him and Tyler Bay that lead the charge. But McKinley with the shooters around him, and hopefully the shooters get a lot better. His driving ability, his ability to spark the team, his passing, I think, is going to take an improvement this year, just in the raw counting numbers, but just in general because of the shooters are going to be better. Because the three-point line is out further, I think it's going to be tougher to play zones on McKinley Wright. I just think this guy's game takes another jump, and we see another level of it. And again, we talked about it in the Tyler Bay video. We can't even quantify how good of a defensive player he is. Right. Quite honestly, it was Matisse Thybulle and then McKinley Wright as the Defensive Players of the Year, and we can't put McKinley Wright in that category because he doesn't attribute counting stats. He just clamps guys.
Right, exactly. And Tad even mentioned that he should have been all Pac-12 defense. I think he was honorable mention or something like that, which was obviously probably not correct. But yeah, just he has so many good intangibles. He's just such a great player to have around your team, and he is the leader, the heart of this basketball team. I almost said football, and I just think he means so much. If he were to go down, I don't see that happening because he's so tough. It would really hurt this team quite a bit.
The thing with McKinley is I don't remember the last time a Colorado basketball player was getting legitimate looks for the Bob Cousy Award, preseason All-American. Just he's on all the awards lists, and again, this guy's only a junior. It's not like he's a senior and he's been around a while, so you just kind of throw him in there. It was really the Pac-12 tournament last year that really got him onto a lot of people's radars. The real big college basketball heads kind of had him as a player to watch going into last season. Now he's not only a player to watch, he might be the premier player in the Pac-12 in terms of what they do in college. And you talk about college point guards. A couple come to mind over the last few years. I think Fred VanVleet is probably the one that comes to mind most when I think about McKinley Wright. This guy is going to have such a prolific college career, all 4 years, if he does stay for 4 years, which I'd expect him to, that he's going to go down as not only a legend here, but he's going to have Pac-12 leaderboard stats all over the place. And this is the year where I think the points per game, the assists per game, all of that starts to take a jump up, because it's the junior year where that normally starts to happen. Where I'm really excited to see McKinley Wright is this tough road non-conference schedule for the Buffs. Non-conference schedule in general is really tough for the Buffs. I want to see what it's like when he is thrown into the fire right from the get-go, not just in January, December, and March. Or January, February, and March, not December. That's weird. He's going to have some tough games right away. Is he going to forget how to dribble like Eli Stalzer when they get to Kansas? I don't think so. These are the lumps, though, that the Buffs are going to need to take, where everything's going to hell, and McKinley Wright's going to have to win a basketball game. And I want to see him try to do that, whether it's against Wyoming and Las Vegas, because that place, Wyoming, that's a house of horrors for the Buffaloes. Even if it's in Las Vegas, house of horrors. So I think a lot
Moby,
yeah,
where they've had a tough time.
Right, and I think there are a couple little circles on McKinley Wright's list, whether it's Lawrence, whether it's Moby, whether it's Wyoming, whether it's even a game like San Diego that they've been disappointing in the last 2 years. McKinley Wright's got a lot of vengeance to prove and people to come after, I think, this year. And I think the number one person he's coming after is himself. And I think that's the best news for Buffs fans, because, you can't be disappointed in yourself given his last season. But I think he feels he has something to prove, because he was not as good as he could have been because of the shoulder injury, and now he's healthy, and I don't think he thinks anyone can with McKinley Wright.
Right. And one thing that's a little bit understated, and something that both of us noticed in practice today, is I think Tad trusts McKinley a little bit more. And it's not just McKinley, I think you trust this whole team. They're running a few more offensive sets than we're used to. I think there's a running joke around a Tad Boyle team that they only like to run one play on offense. I think this year he has a little bit more trust, in running a few more plays this year, and that should make a little bit of a difference on offense.
And McKinley's earned that trust in a lot of the summer practices. McKinley was basically an assistant coach for, I hope that at some point we get an unfiltered, mic'd up McKinley Wright on the floor. I doubt that we'll ever get that because college and amateurism and kids. But let me tell you, from the view you are at currently, if you were at the scores table and you were privy to some of the things McKinley Wright tells people during the games, I don't know if it's possible to love him anymore as a Buffs fan, but you would.
He's a savage.
He's Chase Howell. I'm Jake Shapiro, previewing what might be one of the best seasons in Colorado basketball history with one of our favorite players that we've ever been able to watch, McKinley Wright. I'm a writer. I don't have any ability to use grammar, unlike McKinley Wright's ability to play basketball. He's number one on our list of top 10 Buffs for this season on Buff Stampede. Thank you for watching.
Chase Howell.
I already said your name.
Oh, that's what we're doing. You go, I'm Buff Stampede. I didn't know what we were doing there. This is Buff Stampede.
Did I say I'm Buff Stampede?
Yeah.
I'm Jake Shapiro.
There we go. Buff Stampede.
Thanks for watching.
Like
We've really got our game together.
This is our last
it's gonna
video.
it's gonna be a really good year of coverage. So make sure you subscribe to Buff Stampede. It will be just as tip top as this. Adam does a great job, and we look forward to seeing you and reading your comments all throughout the year on our message boards. Thank you so much for watching.